Good morning, Facebook Live and Joslyn Center fans. I'm Rebecca, the program director here at the Joslyn Center, and we are on episode 22 of the Joslyn Variety Show. So, quick reminder, if you didn't watch yesterday's show, go back and watch it because this week we are playing a trivia game. You can submit your answers to myself via email, you can call them in, you can use Facebook Messenger to send them in, but you still have an opportunity to get your answers in, and then you will be placed in a drawing for a prize at the end of the week. Today, we've got Veronica here to do a full exercise for you guys. So grab your chairs, get ready to go, stand up, and we'll knock out some exercises for you.
Okay, thank you, Rebecca. All right, hi everyone. So we're going to do some exercise today. I wore my workout clothes today, and I just wanted to mention that you don't have to wear your workout clothes. Just make sure that your clothes are comfortable, that they have some stretch, so when you sit down, they're not binding anywhere. And I have athletic shoes on, but you can wear comfortable shoes. Just make sure no slip-ons or flip-flops. You want to make sure that your feet give you support and they're nice and snug on your feet. Okay, so that's really, really important. Whether they're lace-up or Velcro, so that way you're safe and then you can work out without fear of tripping or anything like that. So let's start. I'm going to step to the side of the chair a little bit, and we're going to start with our slow march. And I really like to start out this way because we're settling into what we're doing now. Okay, so we're not thinking about what we were just doing or what we're going to do in 20 minutes or so. Right here, really think about what you're doing. So we're shifting our weight. We're rolling into the balls of each foot. How's your posture? Stand up nice and straight with your shoulders back and down. And your arms are moving. I'm just moving at a nice little tempo. And if you have music on where you are, you can march to the tempo. If you feel like your breath is elevating maybe quickly, then just ignore the tempo and just listen to your body. There we go. Okay, so let's pause for a moment and now actually lift our feet up and raise our knees into our normal march. So your breathing should be elevating just a little bit. And just be mindful of your breath so that you're not holding your breath. There we go. Got your arms moving. And remember, we are working out our balance in our march here because we're constantly shifting our weight from one foot to the other. So we're doing a lot of things at one time. Now you can march in place as you're doing. You can march just around your room a little bit, don't go too far. You can march around your chair. If you're very careful, you've got the right shoes on, you can march backward a little bit. Just be very mindful of your body, where it is, so you know exactly where you are. Okay? Okay, good. So you can feel your body warming up, your muscles are getting nice blood flow. Okay, now standing again next to our chair, and if anytime you want to sit down, just go ahead and you have a seat, okay? And then you pick up when you're ready. So let's step, and we're just stepping side to side, and we are increasing our motion here. Go, step. Bring your foot to meet the other foot. You have to think about what you're doing because you want to make sure that you know where your foot is so you don't accidentally step on that foot. Maybe you're thinking about something else. It seems like, oh, I would never do that, but it's just good to know. So every time you move your feet, you know exactly where they are. Keep your breathing going. Good. Okay, now let's step and tap. Just tap your toe out, step and tap. So you have a little bend in your knee as you shift your weight from one foot to the other. There you go. Keep your breathing even. Just keep breathing in and out. Good. A little bit more. Tapping, tapping. Okay, so let's stand next to our chair, and we're going to do some knee raises. You're going to lift your knee up. And how high you lift your knee is up to you. So today it might be one height, tomorrow it might be higher or lower. This is your workout, so you customize it. Now when you lift your knee, remember you're using your abdominal muscles as well. So on your exhale, so let's slow it down. On your exhale, it's when you lift that knee. And as you exhale, you're automatically squeezing your muscles. You're squeezing your abdominal muscles. We're going to do a little bit more of the seated, but let's stand here and lift our knees. It's like a very high march. But I'm using the chair just because I want to know that I can think about how high I'm lifting my knees without worrying at the same time that maybe I might, my balance might shift a little bit. Just like, okay, I know you're here. Okay, good. All right, so let's relax a little bit. Now let's have a seat in our chair. And I've said many times, squeeze your abdominals, but I want to clarify something. So you're squeezing your abdominals on your exhale, and you're squeezing your abdominals in response to the move that you're about to make that requires you to squeeze your abdominals. So you don't squeeze your abdominals and then keep them squeezed all day, because it's not healthy for the muscle and can get in the way of other things. So it's kind of like a reflex. So we're sitting down, and I am not relaxing into the chair. I want to stand up. It requires me to use more of my muscles here. And on our exhale, let's kick out our leg. So we're lifting it up, kicking it out, and you're really pushing your heel forward. So we're not doing this right now. We're going to flex our foot, kick our leg out as if to show me, I want to see your heel of your shoe. We're going slowly because we want to exhale. Exhale, squeeze your abdominals. Inhale with the belly in breath. Exhale with the kick. Inhale, exhale. So whatever speed works for you, just make sure you're not doing it fast, because you really want to get that, just that coordination kind of hand in hand. I know that when I kick out, I'm going to exhale, and I'm going to consciously use my abdominal muscles to help me do that. And you just don't need to do it fast. There's no reason to. Just be very mindful. Now, if your back is starting to hurt, or you know that you need to sit all the way back, then sit all the way back. But just remember to engage these muscles. Let's do a few more. So I always like to recommend that you just test it. Don't engage any muscles at all. Just completely relax. Now start kicking out. You can do it. You can do it more strongly, more beneficial by engaging. Inhale, exhale, engaging. Okay. So that's good. Now we're going to work on some squats. The great thing about squats is that it's a compound move. So you've got your quadriceps, your hamstrings, your glute muscles, and more, all working at the same time. Okay, so sitting in our chair, we're going to think about getting up. If you have arms, you can use them to assist you standing up. Try to use the strength in your legs, your exhale, and your abdominals. Ready? Exhale, up. Good. Your feet are hip width apart. You're just going to stay there. And now inhale down, and don't sit all the way. Inhale down. Stop and exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. So you don't have to go very low. Remember, we're still warming up. getting the feel of the form. Let's do a few more. Inhale down and exhale up. Feel how strong you are. So every time you stand up, or most times, because we have other things that we think about, right? When you stand up out of your chair, think of yourself how strong you are, how strong these muscles are. So use that opportunity. And you're keeping your weight behind your knees, because remember, if you sit down and your weight goes in front of your toes, your knees go in front of your toes, all that weight's going right in here, and that's not going to feel good to anybody. So make sure that when you sit back, you actually sit back and up. Let's do a few more. Inhale, and now exhale. Good, okay. Let's do some more, but now we're going to use our chair, and I'm going to turn my chair. I'm going to do something that I haven't done with you before. Your feet are still hip width apart. Standing behind your chair, what we're going to do is we're going to do a squat, but then when we come up, we're going to shift onto one leg. We're going to do a squat and then shift onto the other leg. So we're not going to squat real deeply. We're going to keep it shallow and just practice shifting our weight back and forth, okay? So we're going to inhale down, and now when you exhale, shift your weight onto one leg. Inhale down, exhale, shift your weight to the other leg. So from the front, it's going to look like this. Inhale down, shift your weight onto one leg. Inhale down, squat. Exhale up onto the other leg. And when you exhale up onto each leg, you're not straightening that leg. Always keep that bend in the knee. Inhale, exhale. We're not going to hyper straighten the leg again. Just a little bit of a bend. Inhale and exhale. As you get stronger, and if you're already strong enough, and today's a good day that it feels to do it because of how your body's talking to you, you can go a little bit lower. Exhale up. Inhale, exhale up. Okay, so let's keep doing a few of these. I like to look down at my knees and my toes, see what their relationship is, because sometimes it might feel like the form's right, but then I see, oh, my knee might be sneaking in front of my toe. It may not bother me, but I don't care. I want to have the right form. So we always want to have the right form. Inhale, exhale. Okay. Bring the chair back. Now, standing behind the chair, let's just do a few more squats without the shifting weight side to side. And up. And we are warming up. You can try to go a little bit lower. Exhale up. As long as you're really reaching back. It's like you're trying to sit in a chair that's just a little bit out of your reach. So you have to reach for it. And up. Inhale and exhale. Okay, good. All right, so now we're standing behind our chair. Let's lift our straight leg out, out. We're going to alternate, and then we're going to do some repeated on each side. Your leg is straight, shifting your weight side to side. So our feet are still pretty much hip width apart, and side. So be careful not to lean over. I'm not going to lean over. Try to keep your upper body as stationary as possible. It's going to move a little bit, but just make sure you're not leaning. Little bend in your knees, lift side to side. So we're continuing to work our lower body. Right now, mostly our outer thighs. If you don't need to touch the chair, challenge your balance. And you see the leg, you don't have to lift really high. We are lifting our leg just enough where that's as far as I can lift it without doing that. So that's about as high as you want to go, wherever that is for you. Okay, now let's just stay on one leg. We're going to do repeated. So let's do 10. I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4. Your toe is pointed forward, so we're not twisting our leg. We're keeping it so that your toe's pointing forward. Oh, that's about 7, 8, 9, 10. So you should feel the fatigue in this leg, but probably even more on your leg where your weight is. So shift to the leg you were just using, and now lift the other leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When you're done, you're done. So if you want to do 10, do 10. If you want to do 12, go for it. Just listen to your body. If you want to do 5, there's plenty to do tomorrow or the next day. Okay, let's do one more. It's amazing how fatigued that leg gets, your standing leg. Now let's do the same thing as far as moving our legs, but we're going to move them behind. Okay, let's shift one leg, then the other. Again, your feet are still about hip width apart. Just shift your weight back. Your legs are straight, but again, they're not pencil straight. You can have a little bend in that knee. When you're pulling your leg back, you're really squeezing your abdominal muscles. And you're working those muscles as well. So squeeze your abdominal muscles. Squeeze. And we're using our strength to lift our legs. There's no momentum in these moves, so we don't throw it back. There's no reason to do that except for really entertaining dance moves, I think. So lift up, so your upper body is protected. We're really just moving from here down. Okay, let's keep going. These are some of the moves that you can do while you are maybe doing something else. You might be waiting for something. You might be thinking about something. You can pretty much do this without too much deep thought. Squeeze your glutes. Get some exercise in. Okay, so let's pause. And now let's lift one leg repeatedly. 1. Just tapping my toe onto the floor. 2. Squeeze your glutes. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, really good squeeze, 9, and let's do 10 and hold it up. So keep breathing. You're still squeezing. You have your leg up behind you. Take a few breaths, and now let it down. Good. Okay. So let's switch to the other leg. Ready? On your exhale. Lift. So squeeze your glutes and lift. Good. Please squeeze and lift. So these are big muscles in our body. We can do several repetitions before we really, really feel fatigued. So just listen to your body and do what you can do. And then if it's safe, do 1 or 2 more, and that'll be good for that. Okay, good. All right. Just mark it out a little bit, just get our blood flowing. Okay, so today we've really worked a lot on our lower body, and why don't we do a little bit for upper body? Let's have a seat, just so it feels included. Okay, so you're sitting down, nice and strong in your chair. Okay, so we don't need any weights right now. Let's just think that we're holding weights. So when you have your arms up, as if you're holding weights, you keep your blood flowing. Don't no white knuckling. Okay, and imagine that you are holding a bar, and doesn't really how much matter weight. Let's just say it weighs 20 pounds. You want to lift it up and really squeeze all the muscle that it takes to lift up that bar to go in this direction. Go up, squeezing, so I can feel my back, my shoulders, I can feel my biceps, my triceps, pushing up and coming down. Really push up. Let's see, so I'm really holding this weight up here. I need to create this pressure. I'm really pushing up and push up so you can feel your muscles are shivering because you're creating your own resistance. Push up and down. Inhale and exhale up. You've got all these muscles squeezed right now. Don't let them go. Just push up and down. Let's do 2 more. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. I'm just squeezing my muscles and coming back, and then just relaxing. So you can do that if you are, if you don't have any weights, you don't need to do weights. Initially, you don't need any weights, just create your resistance. If you want to use weights, you can use water bottles, just something that's comfortable for you to grab so it's not too wide. You could start here, for example, with your biceps, and you mentally create resistance. You squeeze that bicep muscle as you're squeezing it, and now you extend the muscle down. I'm still squeezing that muscle, and now lift up your imaginary weight, which is your own resistance, and extend your arms down. So I'm showing you this as a bicep, just as an example that you can create your own resistance without having equipment. And then next time we'll use some equipment. If you have one of the elastic workout bands, you can use that. If you have any hand weights, you can use those. And just release and relax. Okay. All right, so stand up nice and strong. All right, this is just one of my favorite moves. Let's do it. Just relax. Your feet are wider than your hips, and you are literally just swinging your arms to wrap around and tap your torso. So this is safe on your back because you're really not twisting. You're mostly, just going a little bit side to side. If it's comfortable for you, you can close your eyes for a moment. How are you breathing? Just try to relax. Okay. I think that's good for today. I hope that you feel it. I think tomorrow you're going to feel it when you wake up. You're going to feel it in a good way. I'll see you next time.
Thank you so much, Veronica. We are so lucky to have you to do these exercises with us. Tomorrow we have Susan. She's coming out to do some brain games and talk about brain health and nutrition. So make sure that you join us tomorrow for our 11 o'clock variety show, and we will see you guys then. Have a great day.